I'm glad you clicked on this video, even though I asked you not to. Here, we will talk about self-discipline and how it positively impacts your life. The fact that you clicked demonstrates that you possess free will and curiosity, which are inherent to the common human being. However, this does not define whether you are disciplined or not. What defines that are a series of complex factors, which we will address here, considering the age-old teachings of Marcus Aurelius, the famous Roman emperor. He occupied the throne of Rome from the year 161 to the year 180 AD and is widely recognized as the last of the 5 good emperors. During his reign, Aurelius found opportunities to create a collection of personal writings known as meditations. In these texts, the Roman emperor shared a series of insightful reflections on self-development. Today, we will talk about 10 steps that will help you consistently build and value self-discipline. As always, stay focused, be strong, and watch the video to the end. Put down your phone, stop paying attention to multiple things at once, and focus on one thing at a time, like paying attention to this content, which will help you significantly in your life. Purpose. Among the teachings on self-discipline from the writings of Marcus Aurelius, the discovery of your purpose stands out. Marcus Aurelius says, "I have to work, I am a human being. What do I have to complain about if I'm fulfilling the purpose for which I was born?" Marcus Aurelius believed that every individual has a purpose, something they were destined for. It is our responsibility to fulfill this purpose because it is what motivates us to get out of bed every morning. If you clearly understand your goals and how your mission relates to them, you substantially increase your chances of completing these tasks. For example, suppose you have a flat tire and need to change it. Your purpose is obvious: to change the tire as quickly as possible to continue your journey. You will perform this task regardless of any fatigue you may feel. Self-discipline involves finding compelling reasons to complete a task and committing to see it through to the end. Trust yourself and your desire to achieve. After establishing a solid purpose, it's time to develop a pragmatic action plan to assist you in achieving your goals. It's not enough to commit to your goals. It's about committing to each of the small steps you will take along the way to those goals. It's essential to be fully dedicated to doing what's necessary, regardless of the challenges that arise. Self-discipline is the ability to take action, to do what needs to be done, regardless of your physical, mental, or emotional state. Everything you want in your life, everything you aspire to have, be, and do, depends on your ability to take the necessary steps, actions, to achieve your goals, whether you like it or not. Start by creating an effective action plan that includes a deadline for achieving your goal. Furthermore, this plan should be structured around milestones that divide your goal into manageable parts. Using Marcus's teachings will ensure that you are making progress toward the desired outcome in small increments of time. This strategy puts you in control. It provides a sense of mastery over the tasks and projects you are conducting. Ultimately, what you seek to avoid is succumbing to the feeling of overwhelm. A too heavy load can quickly lead to procrastination, and procrastination, in turn, can lead to stagnation. And, of course, where there is stagnation, self-discipline cannot flourish. Be present every day. Even after establishing a solid purpose and a practical plan, most of us fail to reach our targets. We often fail due to a lack of consistency. It's necessary to show up daily and commit to the work. The simple act of showing up and immersing yourself in your vocation has a positive impact on mental resilience. It develops your focus and embraces the challenging process required to achieve something significant. You need to invest countless hours of work before you start reaping any benefits. Self-discipline involves cultivating the habit of consistency, finding the motivation to do something repeatedly until it becomes second nature, and you begin to see results. So, even if an occasional failure occurs, such as not exercising when you should, it doesn't define who you are. It shapes your discipline and willpower, and your ability to continue. Failure doesn't define who you are. Your ability to persist is what forges your discipline and resilience to move forward. A bad day doesn't have to turn into a bad week, and a bad week doesn't have to become a bad year. Every morning you wake up, remember that it's a new day, a new opportunity, and focus your attention on what lies ahead, which is life itself. Practice voluntary challenges. We must discipline ourselves in small things and then progress to more significant matters. If you have a headache, try not to complain. Refrain from complaining every time you have an earache. And I'm not suggesting that you can't express discontent, just don't do it excessively. Voluntary challenges are one way to develop our self-discipline. Facing voluntary difficulties means regularly testing ourselves and routinely making life uncomfortable in some situations. This makes us more resilient for when we encounter real difficulties. Voluntary challenges can include skipping a meal and going hungry for a night, taking cold showers, not smoking, sleeping on the floor, leaving your coat at home even when the weather is cold and rainy, or donating half of your clothes to charities. You can also choose to go without using social media for a few days or keep your smartphone in the drawer. By doing this regularly, you will begin to understand the meaning of scarcity and hardships, realizing that it is possible to live with both if necessary. Practice the principle of the dichotomy of control. You have power over your mind, not external events. Recognize this, and you will find strength. Being distressed and disturbed by small things immediately is detrimental to discipline. You have a goal, and you are working on it, but then thoughts and concerns related to something external, that is, something beyond your control, disturb you. In these situations, the best approach is to apply Epictetus's principle of the dichotomy of control. Reinforce to yourself what is under your control and what is beyond it. If you accept what is beyond your control, you will experience serenity. Remember the following whenever you feel distressed and distracted. Do you have a problem in your life? No, then don't worry. Do you have a problem in your life? Yes, can you do something about it? Yes, then don't worry. No, then don't worry. Never assume the role of a victim. Do your job without complaining. Have you ever uttered any of the following statements? I was born with these circumstances. I never had the opportunity to learn something different. My parents set a terrible example. Everyone acts this way. Essentially, what are they? They are excuses that people use to justify staying as they are instead of making an effort to improve. You must take responsibility. The woe is me mentality is the adversary of mental resilience. The course of your life depends on your ability to identify what is under your control and act on it with your own hands. It depends on your ability to discern what is under your control and act on it with your own hands. It is essential to train your mind to approach situations in this way, instead of automatically resorting to self-pity. It's undoubtedly easier to blame others when something goes wrong. However, only those with a considerable degree of mental fortitude can move forward even when the fault is not theirs and set things right. Those who take the initiative to act, not the ones who look away and point fingers, will progress. When you victimize yourself or blame your current situation, you relinquish control and absolve yourself of personal responsibility. And without a sense of ownership, significant progress becomes an impossible task. Practice delayed gratification. So you were born to feel nice instead of doing things and experiencing them? Don't you see the plants, the birds, the ants, the spiders, and the bees going about their individual tasks, putting the world in order as best they can? And you're not willing to do your job as a human being? Why aren't you running to do what your nature demands? Delayed gratification implies the ability to wait to achieve your desires. Imagine a situation at a Christmas party when you are faced with plates full of delicious and tempting food while trying to lose weight. If you give in and fill your plate with calorie-laden snacks, it may harm your diet, but you'll have instant satisfaction. If you can resist and spend the evening eating salads and munching on carrots, you'll probably have an even greater reward in the future, losing those unwanted pounds and being able to fit into your favorite jeans. This ability to resist temptation and stay focused on our goals is often called self-discipline, and the postponement of gratification is often seen as a central part of this behavior. We delay what we want now so that we can achieve something different, something better later. Disregard the naysayers. When someone blames you or hates you, or people express similar criticisms, look into their souls and see what kind of people they are. You will realize there is no reason to worry about anxiety over their specific opinion of you. Whenever you step out of the norm and assert, even if only to yourself, that you believe you have a special purpose in life and are willing to do whatever it takes to achieve it, you will attract naysayers. Naysayers are individuals who criticize, object, or oppose something. Naysayers love to say no. They may like you, but they fear progress, so they are against everything, and their opinions are simply detrimental to your self-discipline. You must understand that allowing yourself to get upset about the opinion of someone you don't know or respect is as useless as getting upset about the weather. It's a waste of energy. Their voice doesn't deserve your attention. Don't hand over your peace to strangers who can disturb it as they please. You should actively seek honest feedback from those you respect, but if someone consistently has a history of being a naysayer, ignore them. Seek wise people to inspire you. This will work even if you associate with people of good character to shape your life like theirs, whether by choosing someone alive or from the past. Now is the time to seek guidance that can strengthen your self-discipline. More specifically, your role models can be friends, family, colleagues who have already achieved the goal you are working towards. Ask yourself, who is currently accomplishing this? Who has successfully achieved this goal? Who has successfully acquired this habit? Who has successfully made this change? Who demonstrates the self-discipline needed in this area? What can I learn from this person that can help me on my journey? Take the time to ask these people how they develop discipline. Ask how they implement specific actions that lead to the desired outcome. Then leverage their wisdom to help you cultivate self-discipline throughout your personal journey. Sincerely evaluate your day. These are the characteristics of the rational soul: self-awareness, self-examination, and self-determination. One of the most effective ways to develop more discipline is to examine yourself and identify your weaknesses. Be extremely honest with yourself and use this time to connect with your own self. Practicing nightly evaluation consistently will increase your self-awareness at all stages of the day because you will actively gather information to formulate constructive responses to these questions. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? Where was my discipline and self-control tested, and how did I perform? What did I do wrong, and why did it happen? Furthermore, how can I improve? Now you have an idea of how you can improve tomorrow, but don't blame yourself. Follow Seneca's example and forgive yourself. Practice self-compassion. Research shows that forgiving yourself rather than blaming yourself is what prevents procrastination. And don't just be critical of yourself, acknowledge what you did well so you can repeat it tomorrow. Be grateful for the good things that happened today. That was the video on how to build self-discipline. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If this content was rewarding for your life, I'll leave 2 videos here that you might be interested in watching too. See you soon.